Wow, Toun.
I know, right?
End of season 1.
10 episodes gone. Wow.
Yeah,
It's amazing. It's always great when you have an idea and you see that idea come to
life.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
First of all, just want to thank the listeners.
Yes.
We've had people in 14 different countries, all the way down to Russia, or in this case, all the way up to Russia, right? Different countries, different continents. I think are we in all the continents now? Australia?
The best person to say that is Nana.
I think we're in 5 continents. We've been listened to in 5 continents. That is a major milestone.
It is a good fit.
We've had hundreds of downloads per episode, and just a lot of positive feedback, especially considering it's our first one.
Yes.
And I think before we even go into it, we want to give it, a shout out to a few people. Our creative director, IBK,
in the building.
She dropped funds, and
Simi has been so good as well.
Simi has been so good. Simi and Timmy as well. Just being on the back, in the back end of the designs and the scripts writing as well. Yeah, that is amazing. And even global, and then especially Global Village as well.
Yeah, we couldn't have come this far without them.
From the outside, and just saying, okay, this is what you have, this is your concept, let's try and fine tune, let's work with it, and then bring it out there.
And in the same line of saying thanks, our guests have been the most amazing. Shout out to Babaji Day, Irene, Doc Nato, Being Pay, Bolaji, Evie, Toun, Elaine, Daily, and Ife. You guys were super amazing.
Very, very. I know. I think, even just starting with, just trying to decide who the guests were. We had a number of people, and we sort of just narrowed it down to these first 10. But I think they were a good first 10.
Very good crop. Yep.
Babaji Day was amazing, just coming in, being our first guest.
Being our first. And first means we were nervous.
We were nervous as well. Yes. And considering that he's such a podcast veteran, he even made us feel very comfortable.
True, he made us feel at home with it.
At home. I can't forget the fear of the ownership being a hack. For me, it's like your best work is your current work. Your best work should never be your future work. It's just how you own this role or own the work that you do will determine the sort of work that you get in the future.
That come to you in the future.
Exactly. So that was good. Irene, how was Irene for you?
Irene was really good.
A riot.
An energy bunny. She took over the room. It was so good. So many stories, so many learning points, so many nuggets. I enjoyed listening to Irene, definitely.
I know, I liked it. I like that she's always mostly been the only girl in lots of the areas that she has gone to, and she was
trying to break this glass ceiling perpetually.
Exactly, she was so determined. Just hearing the stories, all I remember is a night bus. I know there's a night bus here and there, or a few incidents, but that she shared. But that was a good one as well. And then going over to the Doc Nato. Doc Nato, he's the things that he shared on mental health and entrepreneurs just being a bit
so true,
so down, a bit of
and the amount of data he shared with us as well about entrepreneurs and their mental health. People only always see mental health from the employee perspective, but it was so good to see it from the business owner's perspective. I hope our listeners took a cue to go and check out the things they need to check out and to do. I
think what stood out for me from him with him was that we're now in a place where people are trying to get everything from one person. And we're not designed that way. We're designed to get different things from different people, different communities, different places. But now, because everyone is there's this singular focus, just me, myself, or maybe someone else. And we're putting too much pressure on other people. So that was a good one.
He talked, I like how he mentioned the parts that communities play in mental health and wellness. That was so good.
It was so good. Yes, it was.
He also talked about owning you having to mentor yourself first, self-mentorship, before you start to source for external mentors.
Can now mentor you as well. That was good. And then we moved to Bingbe. Bingbe was very big on showing up for yourself.
Yeah.
Showing up, putting in the work.
I found that as a connecting thread between what she shared and what Doc Nato
was very similar, considering that they were literally back to back. It was almost like, did you listen or were you put together when because at that point we hadn't even released any episodes.
True.
Yeah. So it was amazing. Yeah. And just being bold, just believing in yourself, showing up.
You have to sell your market. Yeah.
Other people then jumping on that parade. Very similar to some things we had in the later episodes as well.
And then being patient about drawing boundaries,
Yes.
Knowing when to say no, knowing when before saying yes almost kills you,
Yes. And I think she brought in a different perspective of Japa. Everyone always thinks of Japa as a bad thing, and she was obviously by virtue of the work that she does. It was more like Japa is a good thing. It's not quite Japa. It's a going abroad to learn and develop yourself, and then come back and give back
and add value. So true.
That was Bing Bay. And then we moved to what?
Bolaji.
Bolaji, beautiful bee, as she says, and hers was, why experience beats knowledge.
Knowledge, yes. And our veteran HR.
Yeah,
been at it for a while.
Long time. She was,
and then when she travels and sees how her work has impacted people and how people walk up to her to just say hello.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
Different countries.
Honestly, that got to me as well.
And how she just stays relevant, how she just
continual learning.
On that self-improvement. That's big for her. And also when she talked about the right ways to show up at interviews, I can't wait to somehow share some of those nuggets or have us share those nuggets, in the future.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we moved over to EVA. Temitaya.
Yes.
And she was more around.
So what I enjoyed the most from listening to EVA was talking about the unseen hand. She didn't have her work journey planned.
Yeah, it did. She wasn't.
But there were twists and turns. She was just exploring, trying to enjoy her life, trying to find what she liked. I mean, for me, that brought alive the enjoyment part of work. You have to do what you enjoy. It's super important to do that.
Yes, and in line with the hand in hand is when she says, never turn on an opportunity if you haven't explored it first.
True. Yeah.
And sometimes exploring it may not be actually going to do that opportunity, but even weighing it in your mind. Some people, the first answer is no.
They just shut it down.
No, shut it down. Not interested. Why would you even think about that and me? But she's like, explore it. Who knows? And for her life has really been an exploratory life.
Which is what it should be if we're being honest.
It's an adventure. It should be that. So we moved over to Dr. Dotsu, and his was amazing. The power of connection.
Yes.
I remember wanting us to call it like the audacity of cold emails, that episode, because he was so dogged. He was so audacious in his responses to people who were at that point not even on his level. They were more potential investors, and he's there arguing back.
How do you give 10 reasons why it's a yes when someone tells you to say no?
It's almost like
when you're not audacious. It takes audacity to do that.
That was it. And personally, because I've never had that the backstory into his life and his journey before.
That's so true.
So it felt like I was like, oh my god, I did not know this part. This part about you, and it makes sense why you are so supportive of African founders and African businesses, because you have been, you continue to, you've been a founder, you continue to back some backable and bankable founders as well. So so I think Dotson's was a good one.
Surely a good one.
And then we moved over to
Elaine.
Yes, Elaine's own. Hers was what the shock of success. The shock of success. I think remember that story that she shared about someone that she let go?
Yes. That story was quite a story to hear, because how do you let somebody go and then they're threatening your life and causing the child you're carrying in your womb?
Exactly.
For her to even have continued after that experience, I'm sure it must have taken some grades. Some people say, I'm traumatized. I don't think I can continue to do business in this environment. The people are mad.
Yes.
So
yes. And I like that for her. It was like two shocks. One, the initial shock of starting, and also the shock of success. Because a lot of people, people are really trying to fake it till they make it. They're just waiting for, I need to make it, I need to hit it, and we never think about, okay, when you make it, what then happens?
Yeah.
It's the beginning of more work, a lot more work. So Elaine's one it was fun. We laughed a bit, laughed a lot. And when she talked about finding your own unique selling point, it can't just be about the actual business, but even though find the uniqueness, let people recognize this is why we come.
Why we should come to you. Because a lot of other people are offering the same services you offer.
Exactly.
Why you?
So it's not just even about the service you offer, but how you offer that service as well. And of course, going into Daily's episode, we're just talking about legacy, building on legacy.
I enjoyed that conversation so much.
Yes.
Considering how his business is a transgenerational one, and in our climb there are not so many transgenerational businesses. It was good to hear what works,
so true,
what continues to work for him, and all of that. And
then getting that balance between mixing up the old and the new. So good parts from the transition, and mixing up, and then mixing it with good parts of the new that you're bringing in. So that was very good to see and to learn as well, and also to see how Christmas is for them, considering that they're a gifting business as well. And then to our last guest, Ife was amazing.
She sure was.
Yeah, I liked her role, because her role, but lots of people would say, oh, what does the chief of staff do really? And just demystifying that role, helping you understand that.
I sort of had that question before we met her.
Yes. Yeah, so I like that, just demystifying the role, demystifying the skills that role requires, and then understanding the different traits that you need to have to be able to fit into that type of role. It's so much.
I also enjoyed talking about her work journey and the skills that were relevant throughout her entire journey. Seeing how she had moved from one profession to another, And she said, and the advice that she gives to her younger self, and I think it's a great way to close. It gets better. You just need to put in the hard work. Yeah.
No, she did say nobody's coming to save you.
Nobody's coming to save you.
But I did like that.
I thought that was super insightful, because I had said it to someone just a few days ago. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to get up and save yourself.
Well.
So
10 amazing episodes.
Yeah.
I think for me, OnPeople just speaks to the quality of people that we have in Nigeria. Nigerians are filled with such grit, such resilience, and we're such dreamers. But lots of us don't just stop at dreaming. We dream, we build.
Yeah.
We dream, we do.
Yeah, and I do hope that encourages somebody to get out of the dream zone and begin to chase the dreams. Dreams don't just happen.
They don't.
You need to work it.
Work the dream. Yes. So what plans do we have for season 2? At first I would have said, oh my goodness, this was so much work. It was so much work. It was a lot of work, but we had a great team. Yeah. But for season 2, we're looking at more guests. We're looking at maybe a few format changes, depending, but that would, time would tell. But we're also looking to bring in not just thought leaders, but see if we can have a few shorter episodes with people at work, because that's really what the show is about.
It is about
people at work. It'll be great to get sponsorship, because we've covered this largely. This was supported solely by the People Practice. And while that was amazing, shout out to the People Practice, really. Let them get their flowers too. But it'll be great to have additional sponsors as well. We're looking at getting some people even in public service to come on so that it's very, blow up the industry. Don't just make it a
private sector thing.
A private sector thing as well. And of course, if there are questions that you have and you want our agony aunts and our agony uncles to answer, let us know. We'll continue to answer them on our own in our newsletter, your workplace culture guide, or we'll just get our agony aunts and uncles to answer it live on the show as well. bringing us to our favorite time of the year, the end of the year. Also, Christmas. Christmas is amazing. I love Christmas. I'm so excited. Aniema, it's your birthday tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
What's your plan? Big plans?
Family time.
Why are you saying that? Are you trying to kick us out? You don't want us.
Are you not
I'm
family?
glad that we count ourselves as family. And no. Red flag. If any company says that we're a family, run away, because you're very soon you're about to start calling someone daddy while they're dealing with you. But in this case, we are a team-like family, sort of,
Yes.
A lot of not a lot of blasting, but lots of love, a lot of fighting, making up.
Your parents blast you too, don't they?
They do. They blasted that generation. They blasted us with all sorts. But more than anything, we know that we couldn't have done it without you, our guests, our audience, and of course our team, the entire production team. I'm glad we didn't try and do this alone.
So true.
We would have passed out. Maybe we would have done one episode, and that would have been it.
That bit.
Just on people with ownership.
We owe our consistency to a great team.
Yes, we do. So we just want to invite everyone to revisit episodes, share the podcast far and wide. Stay tuned.
And engage. Please do engage.
Views. And it'll be good to get feedback as well. It'll be good to get a few reviews as well. It was an important announcement for us. The People Practice is going to be 5.
Turning 5
in a couple of weeks. Drum roll without the actual drum. And it's more like mouth roll. And we still can't believe that we're 5. It's like a joke. Because if this was a baby, this baby will be not just saying no or why. This baby will be speaking back and saying, Mommy, actually, and Daddy, you don't know this. This is not this. Do you know this animal? Do you know this something Saurus? I'm a dinosaur family. And you'll be like, what? Because I sent you to school, you're now showing me up. But we're just so grateful to our tribe, which is our tribe of partners, our team, our tribe of the community as well, our tribe of friends who are constantly giving us opinion that we do not pay them for, but we desperately needed, and just people that
without even knowing that we needed them.
And a few people who have just mentors as well, who've literally just been hand holding us around the terrain. Yes, and obviously to God, because we wouldn't be here without Him. We wouldn't be here without Him. I still don't know how TPP was formed, but we know that clearly. Like you said, there's an unseen hand in all of this. But we're so excited. We can't wait for season 2.
Yes.
And 2025. We're hoping that next year brings the best
love,
of the best, joy, peace, a lot more clarity around, everything that we're dealing with and handling. And so to your families, we just say, have a lovely Christmas. Take some time off.
Have an enjoyable end of the year.
Rest and get ready for the best year of your life so far.
In 2025.
And for the final time in 2024, I am Toun.
And I am Aniema.
And together we are OnPeople. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.